one area that had not been looked at before in any serious way was, could the donors be live donors? Because in the original study, the conclusion was that they would have to be cadaver-based donors or from individuals who were no longer alive, right? So live donation has been something the community has talked about for decades. It was really seen as magical thinking. This would be a live donation from a person who was assigned female at birth but identified as a transgender man. And they said, well, you know, I have these parts, I don't want them. You want them, you need them, so what if I gave them to you? How would that work? And apparently, based on their research, this is actually viable. Anecdotally, many, but not all, transgender women, especially those who transitioned younger in life, have expressed an interest in having children in a way that is congruent for their own bodies. But it was still surprising to see the data. It was a fairly large study, as transgender studies go, 182 transgender women, 60% of which were aged in the ideal 20 to 29 age range, and most had no children. 94% indicated they had a desire for children. Most of them reacted very favorably, something like 90 to 80% in favor of various aspects of having a vaginal transplant, having a uterine transplant, and in the UTX, this would all be part of the same transplant. The tissue would be preserved from the parts of the vagina all the way to the uterus. Having menstruation, experiencing gestation and carrying a life inside them. And overall, these results suggested that most transgender women would choose to have female physiological experiences, such as menstruation, gestation, as well as potentially having a physiologically functioning transplanted vagina